Good morning, children. In this video, we will discuss about the topic the public distribution system in India. Now, in the last video, I told you that there are two important components of food security system in India. The first one is the buffer stock, about which we studied in the last video. Now, the next important component is public distribution system. Now, we will try to understand what actually is public distribution system. Now, as I told you that the Food Corporation of India makes and manages the buffer stock in the country. Now, the food which is stored in the buffer stock is distributed through the government by the means of ration shops, and it is distributed among the poor sections of the society, and this whole system is known as public distribution system. See here, this is buffer stock. Now, from this buffer stock, there are different ration shops. Okay, ration shops are there. From this buffer stock, it sends the different food items or the food grains to these ration shops, and from these ration shops the people can buy these food grains or the things that they require, the things of the basic necessities, essential necessities. The consumer, okay, here is the consumer, so the consumer can buy from these ration shops. So this whole system is public distribution system. Okay, this consumer is public, and this whole food grains and the things of basic necessities is distributed to them. So this system is known as public distribution system. Now, these ration shops are present in almost all the localities, villages, towns and cities of India. You might have also heard sometimes about the ration shop situated in your locality, colony or your area. And there are around 5.5 lakh ration shops all over the country. Now, ration shops are also known as fair price shops. And what does this ration shops or fair price shops keeps? So it keeps the stock of food grains, sugar, kerosene and such things of basic requirement. Okay, now these items which are there in the ration shops, they are sold at a price which is lower than the market price. I told you about this in the last video also, that if a particular item is sold at a price which is lower than the market price, then it is known as the issue price. Here it is mentioned that it is known as issue price. We studied about it in the last video also. So from this ration shops, these things are sent at a issue, are sold at a issue price to the people. Now, any family, now what is the group or the section of the people that have accessibility or that can go and buy it from a ration shop? So any family who is having a ration card can buy the fixed amount of items from the ration shops. For example, 35 kgs of food grains, 5 liters of kerosene, 5 kgs of sugar. These are the examples which are given that can be brought every month from the nearby ration shop by any family who are having ration card. Now, 3 kinds of ration cards are there, that is given in this box. First is for the poorest of the poor, the people who are very much poor, poorest of the poor section of the society. For them, Antyodaya cards are there. For the below the poverty line people, BPL cards are there, and APL cards are also there for all the other people who are left. So 3 cards: Antyodaya card, BPL cards and APL cards. These 3 kinds of cards are there, you should remember what are the 3 kinds of cards. Now here in this picture 4.4 you can see a ration shop. This picture is of a ration shop. You can see this, that how people are queued up here and what is being done in this picture. So a man is giving different things to the ladies standing here, and one man is managing some account. So in this way the ration shops are managed. The people go there on the fixed time or days of the month, and from there they are distributed the food grains. Now how does this rationing system started in India? So the introduction of rationing in India, it dates back to the year 1940s. And how does this rationing system started? When the Bengal famine took place, in order to feed the people and to recover the people from the conditions of starvation they were facing. So this rationing system was introduced in that particular phase. Now the rationing system once again revived when some acute food shortage took place in the year 1960s, prior to the phase when Green Revolution was introduced. Now as there are high levels of and high incidences of poverty were reported in India by the NSSO in the mid-90s session. So 3 important food intervention programs were introduced in order to deal with this problem of poverty and hunger. 3 important food intervention programs were introduced. First was the public distribution system, the PDS. Actually the PDS was there earlier also, but the PDS system was strengthened and it was given a proper procedure. Then next one is the Integrated Child Development Services, ICDS, which was introduced in the year 1975. And then the third one was Food for Work, FFW. It was introduced in the year 1777-78. So these 3 were the important schemes which were introduced in order to deal with the increasing poverty. Now as over the years and after that several new programs were launched, and some have been reconstructed with the growing experience of the government, that how they can be managed in some better way. Now in the present situation, if we see, there are several poverty alleviation programs that are being run by the government, especially in the rural areas, and especially for the backward section or the ignored section of the society. While some of the programs such as public distribution system, midday meals, etc., they are specially food security programs. This food security programs also comes under poverty alleviation programs only. So these are specifically food security programs, and many other programs are also there that are being run in order to enhance the food security system of India. Now, and different employment programs are also being run by the government, and if people are having employment, then only they will be able to get money and they will be able to buy food for them. So these employment programs also contribute to the food security system by increasing the income of the people. So I hope this public distribution system and rationing system is clear to you people. Now next we will see the National Food Security Act 2013. This is an important act which was passed in the year 2013, and you must remember about this act. So This act was passed in the year 2013, and this act provides for food and nutritional security life for the people at affordable prices, and it helps people to live a life with dignity. This act is for the people who are unable to afford the food. So to such section of the society, this act provides food and nutritional security at affordable prices and helps the people to live a life with a proper dignity and a respectable life. And under this act, around 75% of the rural population and 50% of the urban population have been categorized as eligible households who requires food security, and under this act these households are being helped by providing food security to them. Now public distribution system we have studied in this video earlier. Now we will try to understand the current situation of PDS system in India. Now PDS is the most prominent step, we could say, that was taken by the government of India towards ensuring food security of the people. But in the beginning, when PDS was introduced, PDS was universal. Okay, it covered all the people in the country. There was no discrimination between the poor and the non-poor. The PDS was actually launched for all the people living in the country. But over the years, from the different experiences what government faced, the policy related to PDS have been revised from time to time to make the policy more efficient and targeted. So in the year 1992, revised public distribution system RPDS was introduced in around 1700 blocks in the country, and this revised public distribution system specially targeted the backward blocks, the backward section of the society who actually needed this system or actually needed the help. So this was for the remote and the backward areas. From this table easily you could understand. See, first PDS public distribution system, year of introduction was 1992. It was universal, means it covered all the people, both poor and the non-poor, and here price is given that at what price per kg the things were distributed. W and R is for wheat and rice. So wheat was for rupees 2.34 per kg and rice was 2.89 per kg. Then revised public distribution system, it was also launched in 1992, especially for the backward and the remote blocks of the country. And latest volume, what is the maximum amount of food grain that could be given to 20 kgs of food grains, and the price is given here. Then came the targeted public distribution system. TPDS is targeted public distribution system. It was introduced in the year 1997, and it was specially for the poor in all the areas. Okay, the poor people living in all the areas, the BPL people. Then here the volume and price is given. Then for again some new innovations or the change in the policy took place, and it was for the first time that a different policy was adopted for the poor and the non-poor. And in the year 2000, two special schemes were launched. First was Antyodaya Anna Yojana, AAY, and the second was Annapurna scheme, APS. So these two are two important schemes which were launched in the year 2000 and 2002 for managing this system in a proper manner. So it covered the poorest of the poor, and this Annapurna scheme covered the it covered the senior citizens of the country. So this is how this public distribution system was revised at different times, and its target group also changed from time to time. And this Annapurna Anna Yojana and Annapurna scheme are the two special schemes which targets the special groups of the society. Okay, like Annapurna Anna Yojana covers the poorest of the poor, and APS covers the senior citizens of the country. Now, the functioning of both these schemes, Annapurna Anna Yojana and Annapurna schemes, is linked with the network of the public distribution system. Okay, so this table will help you to understand that which scheme was launched and what were the target groups. So try to remember these three columns. This is okay for your information, but try to remember that which scheme was launched and what was the target group of that scheme. Now last one is National Food Security Act, NFSA, that was launched in the year 2013, and it categorized some particular households in the whole country which needed this food security system. Now, this public distribution system is one of the most effective step of the government policy that has been launched in the past years, and it helped in stabilizing the prices, means lowering down the prices and making food available to the consumers at affordable prices. Now, this has helped in also averting widespread hunger in the country and famine like situations, also by supplying food from the food grains which was surplus in the country. From the areas where the food production was surplus, it supplies the food to the deficit areas. Also, the prices have also been under revision in favor of the poor households. The poor households are provided the food grains at lower prices. Okay, so this system includes the whole system of minimum support price and making a buffer stock and then redistributing that particular stock among the people. So in this whole way, this whole system runs, and it has helped in averting the poverty and providing maximum food security to the people. However, this public distribution system has also faced severe criticism on several grounds, because instances of hunger, people dying of hunger, starvation, and food insecurities, these incidences have continued to prevail in India despite so much is done by the government, but still such cases keep coming. So because of these also there has been criticism of the public distribution system. So there has been criticism because you can see in this graph here that the actual stock is always higher than what it is shown in the buffer norm. So it has been criticized that though the granaries are always overflowing, it is too much, the godowns and the granaries are overflowing with the crops, then how this situation of hunger and starvation is occurring in the country. You could see that there is a difference. Actual stock is more, but it has been showed less in the data. So there's a difference in the food grain stocks in central pole and in the actual stocking norm. So because of these differences and such incidences keep coming, so it is a point to be think that some loopholes are there in this system which needs to be covered by the government, so that this public distribution system could be run properly. So this is whole about the current situation of PDS in India.